failed to deliver data. The first half of a given month is available at the end of the month, and the second half of a given month is available at the 15th of the next month. We are still yet to receive AMC first half of October failed to deliver data. This is not the first time that they are late, but I believe this is the longest extension that we have waited. Are they having trouble cooking the book? What is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Today we have a lot of stuff to cover with AMC, especially what's happening with the DTCC, hedge funds, GameStop, the S&P 500, and all I ask in return is for you guys to hit the like button on the video. It's free. It helps me out. Engage the video any way possible by commenting, subscribing, hitting that notification bell. Without further ado, let's get into it. So AMC trading at $10.50, down 4.11% on the day. Got a nasty red candle. It came all the way up to the Bollinger Bands, tested it 2 times before getting this hard rejection, which is usually what happens when any stock hits the Bollinger Bands. I'm going to tell you the reality of what's happening. So we have been tracking AMC. It came up, broke the 1075 level that we have tracked. Based off of it for an entire day, volume decreased on that breakout, which I didn't really like. And now we came, broke back in, and we based off of previous support right around $10.35. I'm happy that we based off previous support. I'm unhappy that we broke back below 1075. However, we may just need a cool off for the Bollinger Bands. Taking a look at what we're tracking back here, it came up, got this chop trading against the trend line. AMC came up, got this chop trending against the trend line. Broke out, got this scale down, same thing as right here, scale down, and then we broke out once again, and then this would have been the nasty breakout, or at least we are sitting in the nasty breakout, and it looks like they are keeping it down from happening. We are in this point of interest, okay? We're not waiting for the point of interest. We didn't pass the point of interest. We are in it. We're sitting in it. We should have seen that major rip, but what are they doing? What's happening? First, we aren't seeing the fail to deliver data, and I would say this is all invalidated that we are getting this breakout. Based off of the technicals, it's not looking good. The volume isn't high enough. They're dumping short exempts on it. If there wasn't a catalyst tomorrow, this is the only thing propping up the theory still that AMC can run. AMC is about to report Q3 earnings tomorrow, November 8th, after the market close, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard, so an hour after close. In the last reported quarter, the company's earnings and revenues topped the Zacks consensus estimate by 100% and 4.5% respectively. Also, the bottom and the top lines grew year over year. AMC Entertainment earnings remarkably topped the consensus mark in the last 4 quarters, the average surprise being 44.2% at an average, which is absolutely nasty. Take a look at the EPS surprise here. Green, 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 and green. Take a look at what happens. Pop, 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 pop. Very small pops before nasty sell-off, nasty sell-off, nasty sell-off, 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 nasty sell-off. So what do you think is happening? They may be gaining firepower for that sell-off, or we get this, right? If we don't get some sort of parabolic move, it's probably going to look like they're going to put it through another cycle and even fish for a lower low on AMC. AMC also had an order imbalance yesterday, 133,000 shares, 2.5 million shares available to borrow on AMC, 11,000 calls compared to 8,000 puts expiring in the money currently, with 73,000 calls expiring out of the money. So if we do start to scale up on earnings and we have a nasty earnings tomorrow, this could be good for the gamma to build up. The options chain is looking a little bit spicy. Short exempts still extremely high, 238,000, then 216. As soon as the volume starts to scale up, they dump short exempts on it. Stay tuned, because we're about to touch on what's happening with the DTCC and why it may not be looking too good for hedge funds. But cable news is dying fast, especially CNN, which is kind of ironic, right? These cable channels that are bashing AMC that clearly have a given narrative. And speaking of having a given narrative and these channels dying, B. Riley Financial down over 22%, on pace for largest percent decrease since May of 2014. They are down 83.6% from their all-time high. Karma's a bitch. DTCC doubles the margin requirements for the mortgage-backed securities. Also, mortgage-backed securities VAR testing plus 50%. Banks will have 2 weeks to prepare right when the US government will be shut down. To me, this is clear the DTCC sees something coming. Dated November 6th, effective November 20th, Fixed Income Clearing Corporation will be changing the following VAR model parameters of the mortgage-backed securities division. Too long didn't read. FICC is making continued preparations to insulate itself from a market shock event and or continued volatility from the likes of over-leveraged hedge funds betting against the treasury market that may lead to its member participants defaulting. In quotes, bond investors and rates traders are increasingly betting interest rate cuts will start by the summer. challenging policymakers' mantra of high borrowing costs for the foreseeable future, markets are now wagering that the Federal Reserve will cut rates for the first time in June and will have enacted almost 100 basis points of reductions by the end of 2024. Should the Treasury market take an unexpected turn for hedge funds, at least 600 may unwind very quickly and leave some people up a creek with no paddle. What mean? Squeezy? Well, potentially. If these hedge funds do end up getting margin called, and the DTCC expects that to happen, protecting themselves from a market shock from these over-leveraged hedge funds, this could cause high levels of volatility and squeezes to happen, and in a couple words, bankrupt hedge funds. Plus, hedge funds and private equity firms escalated their battle with the Securities Exchange Commission, asserting that the regulator lacked the authority to enforce a set of new restrictions in August. Hedge funds are trying to tell the SEC that they don't have the authority to enforce restrictions on these hedge funds, which is just hilarious. Now, GameStop, trading at $13.68, held this support level right here. Volume decreasing on this sell-off. You know where I stand. Didn't break over 1460. Nothing is invalidated here. Coming down to 1010 in the near future. 1.1 million shares available to borrow on GameStop. 2,000 calls compared to 2,000 puts expiring in the money. Options chain completely evened out. Short exempts were low yesterday. Once GameStop starts to scale up, don't expect them to go higher. Before we touch on the SPY and some additional stuff, make sure to get in the Discord. The link is right under the video. And about 4 links down, make sure to follow me on Fanatically in the top of the description so that you guys can participate in the trading challenge that's coming up. Plus, the Discord gives you access to one-on-ones with me because I'm in there on the daily. Options trading alert, topping my trades with a click of a button, which is the trading challenge. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on in the week. And overall, just the best talks with the best people about stocks all day long. So get in the Discord. The link is in the top of the description and pinned in the top comments. Also, with that link, Moomoo, get up to 16 free stocks, each valued up to $2 grand per stock by just signing up and making a deposit. But not only that, your money's insured in here. And what's so cool about Moomoo is uninvested cash that's sitting in your account right now will earn 5%. So say your money is sitting in Webull and you're waiting for that trade, it's going to earn 5% a year on that cash for doing absolutely nothing. So there's no reason not to open up an account with my link, sign up, and make a deposit. They're giving you free stocks, and then they're giving you interest if you sell those stocks and that money's sitting in your account. Overall, both of those links in the top of the description and pinned in the top of comments. The SPY just will not stop, trading at 436.52, up 0.19% on the day. My puts have gotten slaughtered. But like I said, these weren't my main position. I was more so looking for a re-entry into calls. And at this point, I'm sitting on my hands waiting to see what's happening with the S&P 500. It's testing this supply zone that we have drawn out. Both times it tested it, it got smacked hard. Once we break over this supply zone, it will eventually need a retest on this. There's no way it's just going to smash right through the supply zone. Very unlikely. Potentially by tonight, we fill that gap right around 438.65. And at this point, I'm just waiting to see what the S&P 500 is going to do. My price target was 442.75 for mid-November, so maybe it's just going straight there with zero retracements, which a few cycles ago, October-November cycles, that did happen. Overall, let me know how you're playing the S&P 500. We are playing it in Discord. I will be letting you guys know when I re-enter for calls. Right now, it's just a little bit too overbought for me, in my opinion. However, the Bollinger Band shows room as well as the RSI for it to scale even higher. I would watch for a more so guaranteed retracement at 444.50, but I do think we should have seen one sooner. What's even scarier about trying to tell where the market is going is Bitcoin is just sitting flat. Usually I use Bitcoin to tell where it's going, but Bitcoin is just sitting flat while the S&P 500 is ripping. S&P 500 probably following this rally, waiting for a little bit of a cool off. This is the pattern I see Bitcoin playing in. Screenshot this if you have to. I think the market will follow. Plus, to close out the video, AI bot performed insider trading and lied about its actions. And China claims it has a plan to mass produce humanoid robots that can reshape the world within 2 years. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to hit the like button on your way out. Check the links. I love you all. Lottery Socks out.